Good morning, everyone. I am so happy that you could join me again. I have a lot of household jobs to tackle today. I want to oil and preserve this cutting board. I want to make a sweet treat that you and I can enjoy together for afternoon tea. And because we had our first hard frost last night, I need to start putting the gardens to bed. But before we do anything, I need to have my coffee, and then we will get started on the sweet treat. I'm going to make a strawberry loaf cake. All right, I've had enough coffee to tackle this strawberry loaf cake. Now my oven is preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 180 degrees Celsius. Then you need an 8 by 4-inch loaf pan, and you want to butter and flour it very well, or just spray it with baking spray. Baking spray contains flour. And then, as further anti-stick insurance, I'm placing a little cutout piece of parchment in the bottom of the loaf pan. And in a bowl, add 1 cup or 200 grams of regular granulated sugar. And to this, I'm going to add the zest of 1 lemon. So this will be a lemony strawberry cake. I adore the scent of lemon zest. Then I'm going to rub the sugar and the lemon zest together until the sugar becomes highly perfumed. This is a fun job. Well, my sugar is nicely scented. My fingers are nicely scented as well. Then I'm going to add 1 cup or 345 grams of yogurt. Then I need 3 large room temperature eggs. And I do save these eggshells for compost. Add 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. This is the extract that one of my very kind viewers sent to me. Then I'm going to whisk all of these ingredients together. This already smells amazing. Then I'm going to whisk in 1/3 cup of strawberry jam. Then I'm adding a 1/2 cup or 120 mils of some neutral tasting oil. This is avocado oil. And finally, 1.5 cups or 190 grams of self-rising flour. I will write out the recipe for this cake in the description below. Again, this smells just wonderful. Pour this goodness into the prepared baking dish. And then pop this into the preheated oven until the cake puffs and a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. That's going to take from 45 to 50 minutes. While the cake is baking, I'm going to go ahead and preserve this wonderful cutting board that was made by my friend Dan Fennell. Now, I will put Dan's website in the description below, but I'm not making anything if you order a board from Dan. I'm just doing this as a favor because he's such a nice guy and he makes really beautiful boards. I asked him what I should use to treat this board, and he said something called walrus oil. I'd never heard of walrus oil, but I ordered it on Amazon. It's only $8. It contains coconut oil, mineral oil, beeswax, and vitamin E oil. So it's vegan, it's food grade obviously, and you just put some on the board, rub it in, Now, this oil mitigates any chance that the wood will dry out. And I even got these nifty little stands from Dan. Hold on. So I've done both sides of the board. I have these stands here, so the board will be off any surface and it can dry much more quickly. And you want to let the oil soak in for 12 to 24 hours and then just wipe off any excess. And that's all there is to it. My cake actually required 1 full hour of baking time. I placed a tent of aluminum foil over the cake during the last 10 minutes of baking in order to avoid overbrowning the cake. And here is our loaf cake. And I have to tell you, because we use both strawberry jam and vanilla extract, this cake smells exactly like strawberry ice cream. That's not a bad thing. I'm going to let the cake cool, and then we can unmold it and glaze it, and then slice it up and enjoy it for afternoon tea. While the cake is cooling, I want to make a short trip to the local nursery. I hope to find some weed-free straw that we can put on top of the empty garden beds. So please take a short drive with me. Here in New York's Hudson Valley, winter is rapidly approaching. All of the fields you see on this drive were covered in white frost this morning. Just now, the temperature is a brisk 37 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius. Brr. Impulse purchase. At the nursery, I purchased a pair of washable garden gloves and 2 bales of chopped weed-free straw. Let's head home. Here's a strange sight. Along the lower wall of my serpentine garden, the spring flowering quince is suddenly beginning to bloom. Let me know if any plants in your own garden are blooming at the wrong time of the year. After our hard frost last night, all of this parsley was mashed to the ground, but as soon as the temperature warmed above freezing, the parsley snapped right back. So I don't even have to harvest this just yet. Parsley can take several hard frosts, but I have some radishes that are grossly overgrown that I'm going to pull up and compost. I have some cabbage that I can harvest, and well, we will see. Some of the radishes are perfectly good, so I'm going to save this for a salad tonight. Yeah, some of the radishes are so large that they become woody. Some of these radishes are still perfectly good. I should have harvested this cabbage much earlier on. Now it's kind of rotted, so I'm going to compost it. Here are some beautiful gold nugget carrots. Definite keepers. Savoy cabbage. Gorgeous. am cutting my beloved chives down to the ground. Chives are perennial. They will grow again in the spring of 2024. Green peppers, still usable. So I have parsnips in here that I grew from pelleted seeds. I planted them in May. They took forever to germinate. Let's see what they look like now. Look at this. A gorgeous, gorgeous parsnip. I will enjoy this for Thanksgiving. This is a monstrous parsnip, but I'm pretty sure it's still good. This is like digging for buried treasure. Then I have celery. And I still have loads of usable celery here. I'm really excited about this. So I will clean this up, chop it up, and freeze it. Debris left in the beds will be allowed to compost in place. And to get a head start on spring chores, I am amending the beds with a balanced organic fertilizer. Then I am covering the beds with a layer of chopped straw. The straw will decompose over winter and become a soil amendment all on its own. Well, this looks a lot tidier now, and it feels really good to have this job done. I'm going to have to repeat the same exact job for the kitchen garden up on the hill, but we will save that job for another day. Let's head into the kitchen. I think our cake has cooled enough. I'm going to have fun processing all of these end of harvest vegetables, but I will get to that later today. Right now, I want to glaze this cake. To make a strawberry glaze for the cake, I first sift 1 cup or 125 grams of confectioner's sugar into a bowl. Then I whisk in the juice of a lemon. I am also adding 1 tablespoon of warm strawberry jam and a tiny splash of rose water. This has a lovely pink color, but I think I want to add just a touch of red food coloring. Just a touch. This looks divine. This turned out very well indeed. I'm going to let this set up for a few minutes. Meantime, let's go light a fire in the parlor. Earl Grey or Darjeeling tea will go very nicely with this cake. This is the Darjeeling that I buy at Tierra Farm. It is the best Darjeeling I have ever tasted. I can link it in the description below if you are interested. I know some of you have ordered this tea from Tierra Farm and have told me you thought it was the best Darjeeling too. To the parlor. The best tea. Can't wait to tuck into this cake. Moist, delicious, loaded with strawberry flavor, plus that hint of lemon. I think this is perfection. Now, if you make this cake, just be sure to weigh your flour. It's 190 grams. If you use too much flour, the cake can collapse in the middle. Well, we had a busy day today. We preserved the cutting board. We harvested the last of the vegetables. We put the gardens to bed. And we made this incredibly delicious cake. Thank you for spending the day with me. I really appreciate your company. I can pop a couple of my other videos up here or up here that you can watch between now and my next upload. In the meantime, please take good care of yourself. Please try this cake. Please post a comment below because I love hearing from you. And I will see you in the next episode, which I think will be on Thursday. Bye for now.